There
Oh
you
my
go.
God. Are we FaceTiming right now? Are we FaceTiming? This is real life?
Sorry, y'all. I was trying not to. Yeah, kind of. Hi.
Hi.
What you doing?
Just hanging out. Just talking with as they say on Twitter, with my bestie.
Oh my, with my bestie. I'm so excited. I wasn't sure if I was gonna get it to work. But it did work. So
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you type the comment so I can pin it.
Oh, type the comments? How do I do that? Oh.
I think you go to comment and just put why we're on here.
Okay. I write the comment. Okay. It's what is it? It's hashtag raise a clock. Can okay is
I'll let you.
okay. All right. I posted it. Wait, no. How do I wait? How do I? No, I'm missing it. Where is it? No.
Wait, did you post it already?
I posted it.
Hold on. Wait, where'd it go?
I don't know. It lost.
I don't see it.
I know, because I don't know how to do this.
You didn't post it.
Yes, I did. I posted
No, you
it.
didn't. I would
Yes,
have sent
I posted it. It's just everyone's commenting. Thank you so much, but I lost it.
it.
Here, let me try it again. Here.
Okay.
All right. No, I don't know how to do it. Whatever. We'll just chat for now.
Brian's like, what are y'all doing? I'm trying to just pin the comment, Brian, so that
Brian, if you have any recommendations there, you can feel free to.
because obviously what we're doing.
Well, do you know how to do it?
Yeah, I just am scared for my camera to fall. Hold up. How did you put it? You said it. Hold on.
No, I wrote. I don't know. I wrote on the comment, and then.
Yeah. Okay, so I might be able to do it. Hashtag 911 store. All right, let's see if I do it.
Yeah.
Let's do it.
Did it happen?
Out. Done.
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 Okay. Oh, there it is.
So you can.
A.
Anyways, guys, we're just here. I just drug Rafa to live. Cause Lone Star's coming on tonight.
Yes.
Thank you, Brian. I need some practice, but I think I know what I'm doing for next time. I miss y'all so much. This is a lot more viewers than I'm used to. Because Roth brought his whole army with him.
Listen. As far as I know, you're the most popular girl in the school. I'm just.
Anyways. So I saw your I saw a clip of your interview, and I saw a clip of the scene with the three of us, and I'm so excited. I'm talking about in the kitchen in the Tarlos loft.
Yes.
I'm not gonna give too much away, but it looks pretty good, and I'm excited.
It looks really nice. I saw some of the pictures, and I'm the thing that I'm most excited about is seeing the very first encounter between Carlos and Grace, because these aren't two characters that they don't necessarily hang out all the time. So
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. That's China knocking the doors in.
Say hi, China. Hi, China.
I know. China, there she is. You should have just come in.
Just get over here, China. Hey, China. Hey. Hey, everybody.
I come bearing gifts. There was no way to get on live with you and we not show up.
Oh my gosh.
Oh my.
Face.
Right now. Woof.
Yeah, that was
Oh my gosh, Rob, you look great.
Thank you. I'm trying. We out here.
I'm so excited for this episode tonight. I can't wait to watch this episode.
Dude, oh my God, your sister kills it. Your sister kills it. Your
No.
sister, straight up, we were shooting that scene in the Tarlos apartment. Your sister looked at me. She was like, "You better tell me the truth because you lied." I put my tails in between my legs and I walked out.
She has her face getting red.
Oh, she's blushing.
I instantly regret all of this.
We love you guys. Okay. Great live.
Thank you for
Bye, guys. Bye, China. Bye, Lauren. Bye, Gabe.
I love you too.
I do. Oh my gosh.
Hey, come here.
Bye, Cooch.
Yeah.
That was so much McClain at one time for me. I'm one of them, and I was like, wow. So obviously they're excited. I've been talking about this episode for a while, so it feels like it's been forever since it's finally coming together. We get to see it.
Yeah, and I remember reading the script. You're like that when you receive the call. It's right. These are like two characters that are not necessarily working immediately with the 126. Both
Right.
they're on their own, so it feels very nice to see them come together, like work by themselves, come together and work together, and yeah, I'm excited to see that. And that.
Like that. I'm sorry, I cut you off.
No, that was it.
I think it's cool because, like you said, I think the team is always working in like the heat of the emergency. It's always like they're in the middle, and sometimes people are always wondering like, where are these two? And on, you know what I'm saying?
For sure.
So it's gonna be fun. I'm just excited. It's always fun for me when I get to do scenes with people I'm not used to doing scenes with. Because I get to see y'all a lot, but I get to see y'all sometimes. It's not a whole lot, but it's rare that we actually get to like work together. I don't think I've had like a single piece of dialogue with Brian, or like Tosh or anything like that. You know what I'm saying?
We've been in the same spaces though. It's like, but not like directly a scene. Like maybe like a party or a get together, but there wasn't necessarily an interaction.
Yeah. Like real like back and forth. So I don't get a chance to really be in front of you guys while do what you do.
Yeah.
And then get to be a part of it. And so that was, I think, a new thing for me and you. And for Ronin too. I think this is my first time, which is crazy because it's been 3 seasons.
With Ronin, yeah, 3 seasons, yeah, directly too, right?
I know.
Yeah. I remember that speech that Ronin gave, that wonderful speech that he gave, and like Ronin had just. Do you remember that day? Do you remember?
I was here. I was like, you shouldn't be here.
Yeah. That day, that for those of you guys who are watching and don't know, Ronin, that sneaky bastard, he got into a car accident the moment before we started shooting. So he rushed, like he had someone pick him up from the place, from the accident, and then he came to the lot, and we started shooting that entire sequence and entire speech and that emotional speech. And he did such a wonderful job. He did an amazing job, especially, I mean, Jesus, you just got into a car accident. And he also, and we can talk about this because he talked about it on Twitter.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, he talked about it on Twitter. And we were, I remember that day we were all like, okay, do you actually need to be here? If you don't, then go home, dude. Like everyone was all over him, just trying to make sure that he was okay. And I mean, he's a trooper. He did it like a professional. So,
I mean, he was great. Because I was mad that production let him stay. I was like, there is no way. They should have made him go home. I would have made him go home. But it was a great. It's cool that I guess he's got the story. I'm just glad that he's okay. And it's funny because I remember that was one. It wasn't the very first conversation that we had, but it was one of the first of soon to be many that we had, to where I was fussing. I was like, Ronin almost died on the way to work today.
It's true.
That's how it wrapped up.
Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I feel like for me, guys, I'm kind of, Grace and Sierra is really like, they're both just kind of here for support today, because I feel like this is a very Carlos-centric episode, which you don't get many of. If this is, it may not be the first because you've had other storylines, but still, this is very much so centered around Carlos. So I feel like I'm kind of like emotional and like mental support today. That's the part I'm playing.
Really, I would say I was gonna say like the complete opposite. I thought it was like very much like a Grace-centered episode, and I think it's a these are partners. Like these are like, this is like Carla. It's Grace, you know. It's like it's both of us, because you have like an emotional, like, you know, in the storyline, there's a reason why we decide to work together. And I think, in my opinion, it's because of you. It's because when Grace walks in to the Tarlos apartment, like something happens there. It hits Carlos because of where it comes from, and it comes from you. Yeah, no, I mean, I think it's, I mean, thank you, but I feel like it's like both of us completely, both Carlos and Grace.
Which is, I mean, I do understand what you're saying, but also you could partially feel that way because of us too, because
I'm like, she's like, okay, she's like, that's cute that you feel that way, sweetie. So, but I'm just gonna tell you what the truth is, and the truth is that
I can't say anything. I can't. But what I'm saying is that I hear you, and you're making sense. But what I'm saying is that this Grace has had a lot of emotional moments. She's had a lot of bad calls. It's not the first time she's lost somebody on a call. But it was just, I felt blessed that Grace was just the tool that they kind of used in this particular episode to position Carlos in a certain way. That's how I feel. That's how I look at the episode, and I think a part of me was like even tried to play it that way, because I think that it was, you know, something we don't really get to see from Carlos a lot. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, absolutely. And I think we see also, and I think you said something very important, is that Grace has gone through a similar experience as to what she's feeling right now. When she feels in the episode, I think this is the first time for Carlos, and I think because it is the first time for Carlos, it's something so it can. I'm not going to say what happens, but it changes him, and it takes grace. I mean, it takes grace to get him to get up and move. You know. Maybe that happened in real life, like Rafael too, but like,
oh my
we're
God.
not gonna say anything. Wait, you got cut off. What did you say?
I feel like that's a different life. I feel like that's a whole different conversation.
Yeah, don't bring dirty laundry out here.
Oh my gosh, because we could go all day. Yeah. Don't let me talk too much. I'm not good at this, so I forget.
You're fine. No.
I'm just saying that I forget that, you know, we tend to do like these lives and stuff sometimes, like before like the episode airs anywhere.
Yeah.
I'm used to living with it that I forget. So y'all have to stop me, like literally cut me off so that I don't say that I'm not supposed to say.
Don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. They got to tune in tonight. But wait, what?
I was saying thanks to Brian. He said I'm doing great. Thank you. I'm going to try to get in the forefront of my head, not to spoil anything. I want to know what your favorite part of shooting this particular episode was. Much way. They're all saying they love you.
Oh, I love you guys too. I really do. I love I love the fans, 911 fans, everybody, everybody. Well, one, I'm excited to have the 911. Oh, hello, hi, hello, knack,
Mhm.
as a knack.
She said there's one for you too.
Oh, I'll just fly over, pick mine up.
Yes, please. They know better. My sweet tooth is on
Yeah.
10.
You're
Okay, go.
preaching now because I like sweets.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Honestly, I'm excited. I think the thing that I'm really excited about, not
Hmm.
I, the I'm very excited to have both 911s at the same time. I'm happy,
Yeah.
I'm happy to have to watch because I've been a fan of 911.
Hmm.
When I auditioned for Lone Star, I actually did not know 911. Didn't even know it existed. But after after like went through the process and I booked the show and I just wanted to learn more about the universe, I watched everything. And and also working on 911, now working on Lone Star, and the long days and so many moving pieces and so many people in the crew and it's a lot of hard work. It's a lot of hard work, and you have to work as a community to get things out and to do well, and you have to rely on each other. I think that's the most beautiful part about this universe is that you have to rely on each other, and I think Lone Star relied heavily on 911 on Fox, to be quite honest, to have its own identity, right? To have its own success because, like I said in the clip with the interview that came out today, but it's true. It's exactly how I feel. It's like Lone Star wouldn't be here if it weren't for 911 on Fox.
Yeah.
Like we wouldn't have the fan base, we wouldn't have the success, we wouldn't have the traction, we wouldn't have the good feedback and the love that we received from the fans that we're so grateful for. So that needs to be recognized, and I really admire. I'm a fan of all the actors on 911 on Fox. So I'm really excited to watch them. I'm really excited for us to have like 2 hours of just 911. Just saying that selfishly. I'm really excited for that. And I'm excited about. I'm excited to see Carlos and Grace, and we also have a special guest. And so that'll be fun to watch. See what happens.
I'm super excited. I'm gonna tell you something else, just to piggyback off of what you were
Yes,
saying.
please share.
Um, One of the things I appreciate the most, outside of the fact that they were a extremely successful show by themselves,
Yeah.
the OG show, it was, I appreciated that they set a precedence like within their cast relationships, because you could see it on screen. And
Yeah.
so it almost seemed like, with us coming, that was what we needed to do, all and you're like, to create these relationships and these character dynamics between each other.
Yeah.
Because things that the fans love so much about the show is the relationship that the 911 characters have with each other. I think that a lot is a pattern that I see, and it started with them. And so that was, I appreciated that, because then it kind of ushered us into doing the exact same thing,
Absolutely.
if that, if that,
Absolutely. And I think, um, I think, 911 on Fox and 911 Lone Star are just such, the one thing that I love, you just said it, and I said it before, but it's like how each character relies on each other to go through their day to day, and also how the actors also rely on each other, because you have to, because you're constantly working, together.
yeah.
It's I would say that your character predominantly, like, you have one of the hardest roles. I would, in my opinion, I think you have one of the hardest roles. Yeah, absolutely, because you're there, and I know you like to have everything memorized. You're not someone who like has their pages in front of them, and you don't even play. Don't make that face.
I
Don't make.
didn't finish.
Yeah, gotcha.
Go ahead. I'm listening.
You listen. You're given like 20 pages the night before. You're given 20 pages the night before sometimes. And you have that shit down. So yeah, I'd say you have one of the hardest jobs because you're also on the computer and you have to live those moments by yourself, and you have to imagine those things happening. Whereas a lot of us, we have the thing happening right in front of us, which is equally challenging, but there is a level of focus that I think that you, Sierra, you have that you do phenomenally, that we receive everything that you do. We receive everything that you do when you do it on camera. And I think it's beautiful. I really do. I really do.
Oh, guys, thank you. I appreciate you, Brian. I thank you. I appreciate it. I mean, I agree with the fact that every aspect of these of acting the stuff out is difficult, whether you got to pretend like it's on the phone or even when you're right there. Because that was one thing, and I'm gonna try to say this without like giving anything away. I'm gonna make sure I don't give anything. But as playing like first responders, I think we all have kind of realized that a lot of this stuff we have not personally like been through ourselves, because it's very unique to the job. And obviously we're actors, we're not real first responders. So it's hard to say, okay, so, you know, you're on a call, Sierra, and like, you know, they're losing their life and they're dying, you know, you can do your best to try to like imagine what that would feel like, but you know, only somebody who's actually been in that scenario would, a true first responder would fully understand the gravity of how that feels, you know what I'm saying? And this was something I was kind of talking about when we were filming. So I mean, even when it's in front of you, you're on a set and you've got cameras in front of you and you've got lights in front of you, and you know the person is in prosthetic, giving an incredible performance, which many of our guests do.
Yeah.
But it's tough. It's tough to really be able to grasp what it is that you're doing. You know what I'm saying? I used to spend a lot of time listening to 911 calls, like on YouTube. And a lot of them are a lot more traumatic than some of the ones I've done on the show.
Yeah.
But it just, anyways, I'm kind of rambling, but I agree with what you're saying. I think it's tough all around, you know, but I appreciate you guys.
Right. And the beautiful thing is that we have people to look up to, right? People that actually do the job. And we are lucky that we can experience those things without experiencing them, that we can look up these videos, that we can listen to the recordings, that we can see without seeing it, right? Witnesses to the moment through an image. But it's also our job to, you know, create these things, imagination, and utilize all of those things. But you know, but I digress. I think you did a fantastic job. You always do a fantastic job, so I don't need to say this, but it's true. I think this episode is extremely special because we see two characters that are often the lone stars, you know. The lone stars, and now they work together to become this beautiful constellation, this beautiful sky. But I think that's the beauty of this episode for me. I'm really excited about is the duo.
Dude, I think it's cool, and I think it was well timed. I feel like they didn't know it. They didn't know it, but I think for the two of us together, it was well timed.
Somebody knew it. Somebody knew it.
Somebody knew. Okay, I'm about to put you on the spot because I want to know your least favorite part about working with me.
Oh my God, that is not even a real.
At moments, I know you did, based off what we filmed. I know you was like, I'm gonna be so excited when this episode is over. Today.
Okay. I feel like this is a trick question because no, it's not even a real question. I'm not gonna fall for this. You're like, this is a trap. I know it's a trap.
I'm asking for real. Well, because I mean, Ralph and I have a real relationship, and so we have a real friendship. So it was like, so we had actual moments behind, the scenes where we saw things differently and stuff like that. So I'm messing with you, but I'm
okay. So I'll say something though.
okay.
I walked in to a scene where we had different ideas of what the scene should be, and I think that it wasn't you, but it was the fact that I couldn't see in the moment, right? That in that moment, what exactly you were seeing. See, my hand just tried to drop my phone because it was like, don't talk about it, don't talk about it.
Don't say it. Do it.
Don't say it. No, but it was a me thing. It wasn't a no one thing. It was a me thing. I think I got frustrated a little bit with myself. I was like, why can't I see what they see it? Like, I feel like this moment is supposed to be this, and he's on this side. But we worked on it. You were very honest with me, and so was Brad, the director. And I mean, it's a collaboration. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter. You got to respond to a live human being in front of you. I like to work with a person, not like, even if it's my coverage, it's not like I'll do my thing. No, you gotta give, you gotta receive, you gotta be a human being. So I don't think I had a least favorite moment, but I think if I had a moment where I was like, oh, I'm tripping over this, is myself. It was just myself in my own head, Yeah.
I think I asked that because I'm kind of using it as an opportunity. I think we do these lives and stuff, and we talk about, the episodes and the things that we like and some of the themes and stuff like that. But so it's not a trick question, but but I've had my own experience with this art form.
Yeah.
And I think, that scene in particular, along with so many of the other conversations that we had up until that point, it just was I know it was a reminder for me, and also like a new aspect, that what we do when we get in front of the camera doesn't start there. And I had to learn that. It didn't start there. There are a lot of different factors.
You're yelling at me right now. I can't. You're yelling at me right now. You're yelling.
Be quiet. Well, but this was part of the conversation that me and Rob had while we were there and shooting and stuff like that. But this is something I had to learn as an individual on my own, because this is a spiritual thing that we're doing, and I think it's kind of married to media and glamour in a sense. So then you don't, that fact is, or that truth is often forgotten about what we do.
Yeah.
But what we're trying to do is to, be able to step into the shoes of anybody, and to be able to tell us a story that's honest and has, the perspective is true, while bringing some of the things that we've learned to that person, because we don't have a choice but to do that. Who you are and where you are, it comes through in your characters. It's not something that you can control. And so a part of me, when I was watching you, I thought about myself, because I've been there and still am in that position oftentimes, when I'm doing a scene and I find myself like trying to do something, you know what I'm saying? And I still see it sometimes when I watch the show, but it takes a choice for me to be able to say, okay, well, let me just try to find whatever truth is in this little piece right here. And doesn't have straining. You don't have to kill yourself. You don't have to do anything special, but just kind of open yourself up to it, I guess,
Yeah. It's hard too. It's especially on our show, we move really fast.
Mm-hmm.
On the show really fast, um, and sometimes we understand what's going on, sometimes we don't. And the challenge, or I guess the solution is, am I able to be here completely? Can I surrender to all of this completely and be able to say the truth,
Mm-hmm.
say that truth without manufacturing anything,
Mm-hmm.
without resistance? And and I yeah, yeah, thank you for saying that, because that's something that I think a lot of people, a lot of actors, a lot of artists try to do. And we try to create something, but the creation is not in the labor, it is not in the physical labor.
Mm-hmm.
um, it's on and off camera, and that's something that it was tough to understand, but one has to.
Yeah. And I agree with what you said, but what you just described about what we have to, like, the things that actors do, like, you just life just then, because the same thing happens, you know, in life, and that's where it should start. So don't be mad at me. I'm not trying to put you on the spot.
No man, no man, put me on the spot if I belong there. If I belong there, put me on it.
You know, but I think it's an interesting thing to kind of remind people of, because sometimes we just often forget whether we're in front, or, you know, we're the audience sitting and watching all this, you know, from the television. Yeah, that's just a little bit of my perspective, a little bit in our perspective.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. What would you say was one of your what was one learning experience that you took away from this episode, doing this episode specifically, like you recall?
Um, you said one of my favorite parts,
Well, I
or
guess
just
just something that when you think of this episode, you're like, oh right, I remember this. I remember this happened, and I took something away from that.
um, I think watching you kind of did the same thing for me. I think just in the moments to where it was just kind of on you, and I just was there kind of feeding and just watching you. Um, it had this, like, a very similar effect on me. You know, along the lines of what we were just talking about. I think that it taught me a lot of things. It taught me different perspectives, because my heart is kind of in telling stories, and that's something that I want to be able to do one day, but not in front of the camera. I think acting is, I love it, and I've grown to love it. I didn't so much in the beginning, because I just I honestly I didn't feel like uh I was that good at it, and I didn't feel like I could do it.
Yeah.
And, you know, maybe there, I'm sure there was a time, obviously I've grown at it, but I just was like, this is not what I'm supposed to be doing. Doesn't feel right. And I'm
Mm-hmm.
looking, not, I don't know, something's not connecting or clicking. But at some point when I started writing, I just was like, this is what I want to be doing. And I have, like, different visions for things, and I can see, like, you know, not just like shots and setups and stuff. I can see where characters are. I can see where they are in here, and from one moment to the next, in this story. And so I think that was an enjoyable part for me, watching you, kind of knowing a little bit, knowing you more than I did the first and second season.
Right.
And watching not only the character, but the person, and watching the things about the person as they're actively going through it come through in the character. Because that's something that I enjoy anyway. So then getting to experience that with somebody that I'm close to or that I cared about it was a different kind of experience, I think. And it just kind of continued to feed me in that area, like outside of in front of the camera, I guess.
Of course, as an artist.
Yeah.
An artist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I guess.
Yeah, and that can take shape in as an actor, a writer, a director, a producer, whatever,
Yeah.
An artist, a painter, singer. You are a singer, musician, right?
Mm-hmm.
All of those things. Yeah. And I think you were. I'm saying these words as if I didn't know them. You were a support system for me too, during those moments, because we would shoot, and when we were done with a take or something, I would come up to you and we would chat, and realizations were made in the moment, right there and then, like actual. I guess if there was a metric system to, like a metric to quantify growth, like we could both feel it
Mm-hmm.
within me, happening with me in that moment, with both of us, I don't want to speak for you, but in that moment, I felt like, oh, something's changing, and it's uncomfortable. Wow, okay, but you were there to let me know, hey, no, you're good. Go. And I think the scariest part for an actor is to speak his heart, and people not connect with it.
Mm.
That hurts. And so it's scary to be in the moment and like try to expose yourself, but what if it gets rejected, and and it's tough. And so you were definitely you are a support system for whoever acts with you, whether they know it or not.
I appreciate that. I think I think we do it for each other. I don't know if people realize it, but it's done for each other. And what you just said, something that I was going to respond to, because you were talking about, it coming from the heart, and like, what if it's not accepted? And so it's very scary, which is true, because this is how we feel in real life, outside of being, on screen. But yeah. I think a big part of that also comes with how we feel about ourselves, because that translates, I think, a lot more than we realize. Mm-hmm. And the communication or lack thereof that we have with ourselves, and the lack of connection that we have with ourselves, sometimes it is, we kind of project that onto whoever's watching us, because we're like, well, how are you gonna feel? How do you feel about what it is that you're seeing right now? I think because we feel a certain way about it and about us.
Yeah.
I had to learn how to be with myself. I had to learn how to grow with myself and talk and be fine, like living with me. I had to learn how to do that, because you're not going to be able to have a disconnect there and then fully just give yourself and trust yourself in a medium like this or anyone like it. You know what I mean?
Of course. Yep.
Anyways, I didn't mean for it to get this deep. I'm just talking.
Too late.
Do I ever?
No, but I'm really excited for tonight. I'm really excited. I'm really excited for the fans to watch. I'm excited for Jace fans, Tarlos fans, for Carlos fans, Grace fans, for this universe to come back and and the 911 universe to come back and because really I think we're all stronger together, you know, in the moment in this world right now where there's so much divisiveness, there's so much separation, there's just so much hatred. Something that stuck with me when we during our conversations, Sarah, you said, you know, we're not each other's enemies when you said that. And that completely shifted my perspective of just looking at other human beings. We're not each other's enemies. We're not. And obviously, as I say all of this to whoever is watching, it meant the way that I took it was based on how I've lived my life, obviously. So as I say this, it's meant for you to understand it the way that you have lived your life, and I think that's important. That's important to say, because I think sometimes we tend to listen to something, but we think the person means something else than what we understand. And so I don't know if I'm making much sense, but I just loved when you said that we're not each other's enemies. And I think that's something so beautiful and so simple to carry, to be, you know?
Yeah, and I think it was the conversation that we were having at the time. It was in the context of our perspectives.
Mm-hmm.
Because I think that's an important thing, because I think the topic and during that particular conversation was the things that we were both trying to do in order to get to a certain place, in order to get to a certain place in our lives, and to get to a certain place spiritually.
Yeah.
And so oftentimes I have been guilty of this for a majority of my life, more than what I'm even comfortable admitting. But I often felt, because I was so emotional to begin with, often felt like people were the problem and that people were hurting me.
Mm-hmm.
And so I used that to then justify the areas of my life in which I was holding on to stuff. I was holding on to being angry, and I was holding on to being upset, and I was holding on to distancing myself from whoever or whatever. When in reality, I was just, not only did I didn't fully understand. It took me, kind of opening myself up and listening to really understand what the situation was. Mm-hmm. But it kept me in a certain place. And so I think that when we were talking and that was what was said, that was the perspective from which I was saying it.
Yeah.
'Cause I think it's just like, we have a responsibility to the things that we hold on to. It's counterproductive for us spiritually to hold other people, you know what I'm saying, to fully blame other people for those things. We're hurt all the time. That's true. All the time. But also we hurt other people and you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yes. Thank you for clarifying that. That was way more eloquent than
No, you say perfect.
No, but it's true. It's true. It's the things that we hold on to, we carry with us. Wherever we go, there we are.
Mm-hmm.
Wherever you go, there you are. Mm-hmm. So you can't right? You can't be one thing off camera and expect that thing to switch up when you're on in front of the camera. Wherever you go, there you are. And I think work is constant, and the conversation that we've had before, Sierra, is there's a purpose to what we do too. And when you align yourself with that purpose, then you're of assistance rather than subtracting anything from it.
Exactly.
Yeah.
We have a responsibility to ourselves I think, to once we realize and we know something is there. Oftentimes we call it like dysfunction, because the things that we've, you know, been through in our lives and our experiences, they manifest into certain things. But I think once you realize it and you understand that those things are there, then at that point you have a responsibility, because you know, and you have a responsibility to yourself to free yourself of it in order to move on to whatever's is next.
Yeah.
You know? And I think that's, we don't realize it, but that is something that God wants for us too, to not be enslaved to these things. It's not how we were meant to live and exist. That's not how he meant for us to live and exist in this world, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, no. Wow. So that was a TED Talk, guys.
Yeah.
Long 99. I really appreciate you letting me drag you to Insta Live, because he doesn't like these things very much.
Yeah, no, it's not that I don't like, no, I should, you know what? Here's the thing. I should do another one. Should do another one. I'll do another one. Maybe before episode 313, which is Tarlos heavy.
Yes, that's a big one.
And I'll hit up a certain someone to see if he's down.
Ooh, fun. Brian, I can't do this whole thing. I miss you terribly and love you very much.
Yes. But tonight's gonna be awesome, and I hope everybody enjoys it.
And I'm so excited. And I'll probably wrap up by saying I am incredibly proud of you. Incredibly. I'm so happy that I got to be in the mix for this, because it wasn't just a step for Carlos. I saw you take many steps throughout, not just this episode, but since I've known you. And so this is particularly important to me, and it means something to me. So I'm grateful to be watching, just to be here on the sidelines watching, which is what I feel like. And I'm excited for everybody else to kind of get to really understand who you are, just as time goes by, and you're growing to be as you are every day. And so I have to say how proud I am just of you, and to be your friend, and to have shared this episode with you. I'm very excited to see it. I can't wait.
Thank you so much for those words, for being kind, and thank you so much for being a true friend, honestly.
You're welcome. It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great.
I'm probably gonna, I'm gonna be annoying after the episode, because I want to know what you think about it. I'm gonna call after the episode, because I can't wait. I love y'all so much. I can't believe y'all stuck through this whole thing. We have so many viewers. Guys, it's tonight at 9. We got pushed because OG is back. So OG's back. So we got 911 first at 8 on Fox, and then we'll be right behind them with Lone Star. So we love you. We love you so much. And thanks for joining. Love you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, guys, that was a lot of fun. I love y'all. It's almost 5 o'clock where I'm at. So I'll be live tweeting with y'all. Rob will probably be live tweeting too, but he's on the West Coast. I'm on the East Coast. So I will be live tweeting with you guys on Twitter. I love y'all so very much. This was a lot of fun. Thank you for listening, and I have a lot of beautiful things have come from this show from me. I've learned a lot about myself. I've learned a lot just about the medium as a whole, and about visions that I have, and things like that. And I've some really special relationships I've cultivated, and that's one of them. So I can't wait for y'all to see it. I'm gonna see y'all on Twitter tonight at 9. I'm gonna watch 911 at 8, and then I'm gonna live to the show at 9. So all I love you guys. I'll talk to y'all soon. Yeah, I'll save the life.